Boom!
Hey,
We back.
Easy.
Episode 102.
yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This is
I
a
think-
quick
I believe so.
reround. Quick.
I believe so.
No, it is. It's 102.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I believe so.
Well, what do you mean you believe? Like, it is already.
I said I believe so. So that's like a yes, no. You're right. What else can you? I believe so doesn't mean no, does it?
It just means that you're not too sure.
No, it doesn't.
We spoke just before and you said something and I was like, you know what, I trust him. So like, why don't you trust me to know the name?
Well, we got different reasons why we got trust and don't have trust, don't we?
Yeah, I've got it wrong a couple times still, man. I thought we was gonna, you know, new year, new me. Like,
Nah,
none of that?
Because you ain't had enough time to change yet. You gotta give yourself time to change.
Yeah.
Don't just go into hibernation for a week and think you come out like, yeah, it's a new me. You gotta take time, you hear me? Groom yourself a little piece. Yeah?
Thanks.
All right.
Yo, guys, it's Watch It or Not.
TV.
I'm your host, Daniel Nero. I'm with my co-host.
I go by the name of Zoosh, aka Guyver.
And today we are joined by a very special guest. I'm allow you to introduce yourself.
My name is Paul Raschid. I'm a writer-director.
Come on, that's what we're talking about.
That gets him out nice and out.
Now we're like,
now
we're ready.
now he's in
You
there.
get me?
Now
Hulk
he's in there.
4 and Iron Man, do you know what I mean? Now we're
Hey, Paul,
Now we're
welcome.
good.
Welcome.
Yo, thank you so much for joining
Yeah,
us on
man.
the show,
No, it's a
man.
pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Nah, man, we was happy when you said you come down. We was like, yeah, all right, cool. We're gonna have a good show.
Yeah, and we didn't meet that not long ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, what's it?
Less than a month. Right?
Yeah, less than a month.
It's like 2 weeks
weeks
ago.
ago.
It was,
Yeah,
week
yeah.
before last. Yeah, I think like Wednesday or something. Yeah, Wednesday. Wednesday before last.
So yeah, we got invited down to a screening of one of Paul's interactive movies, which we'll get into a bit later on.
Yep.
Yes, that's how we met, just in case people are wondering.
Exactly.
And from there we've gotten here.
Yeah.
Built a nice little relationship through emails. And now we're here. Well, you know what? Let's be honest, because it was planned to do an
Zoom.
interview via Zoom. When we met, when we saw the movie, we was like, nah.
This ain't no
That
Zoom.
ain't really
This ain't
our
no Zoom.
style.
Yeah.
That's not really what we do.
Nah. We don't
So we
want
was
to
like, nah, we gotta bring Paul to our world,
Yeah.
which he was happy to do, and now we're here. So
Yeah.
man, I'm excited about this one.
I've been excited. People, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you're
You
watching.
don't know
this.
what to do.
I don't know. I'm lost, bruv. I'm
You don't know
lost.
what to
Usually,
do. Wait, man.
I'm saying usually,
See,
but
we're going for a little rebrand right now. So we got to 100, we're on 102. So the first 100 episodes, we had a different beginning. We had a few things that we would say, but we was like, you know what? We got to change it up a little bit
Yeah,
for the
well-
second 100.
Well, congrats
But-
on the century. That's big.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
Thank you so
We had a movie party down at Eden.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh, at the-
Yeah,
yeah,
Eden
yeah.
Project. That was literally like a week or two before yours.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
actually,
So we had a movie party. That was fun. Got drunk, watched movies.
What did we get drunk off on?
That good old F28, man.
F28
Yeah,
rum.
that good old F28. Make sure you check that out.
Here we go, guys.
As you already know, 2 flavors. You got that straight rum. You got that caramel flavor,
Salted
which
caramel.
is my thing.
That's a creeping
The
danger.
salted caramel is my thing, because you see the salted caramel. Let me explain this. Yeah, you don't need a mixer for that one. You see when something's got a built-in flavor. Yeah, that's what we like. We like built-in flavors because then you don't have to water it down with the mixer.
True.
Yeah, so that's what we like. So shout out to F28. You can find that where?
Guys, if you want to get your bottle of F28, please go to www.f28drinks.com. That is
F28drinks.com.
Paul. Where is that?
F28drinks.com.
Hey.
You already know, man. Come on. Hey, you missed out bigging up, man.
Nah,
Like,
I hadn't. Just get.
You
let me,
did
let me
though,
work.
bro. You
Let me
did.
percolate, bro.
you did, man. Just hold the L where L's
All
need
right,
to
cool,
be
cool,
held.
cool. All right, cool. And
Yeah.
big up media by lab behind the lenses.
You already know. You already know.
yeah.
Man on the 1s and 2s, yeah.
Nah, it's the behind the lenses.
All right, cool.
Behind the lenses.
Cool.
On the
I like how we're starting the new 100.
Yeah,
I like
on
how
the
we're coming in, man. I feel like a bit more in tuned.
No, dude.
Yeah? Feel a bit
Paul.
in tuned.
How you feeling today, man? How you
Good, man.
doing?
It's Friday. It's Friday.
It is Friday.
It's been a long week. It's been I'm gonna go hang out with parents tonight. So yeah, just a wild Friday night, just taking it easy.
Hey, sometimes those be the wild Friday nights. I'm not gonna lie, especially when these weeks be weekend.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. I'll be looking. I don't really get that Friday feeling because I'm always active on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So I more get the Saturday feeling. But either way, like I'm a guy that's like, but it's the weekend now. Whatever happens. As soon as it gets there, because the week be too intense. So no matter what you're doing on a Friday, it's always lit if it's a Friday. What they say, Friday? Friday. Yeah, I'm with the Friday. I'm with
Do you
the
remember
Friday.
that Crunchy advert? Remember, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And it used to go on the fingers, that
Yeah.
Friday feeling. That's
Yeah.
what it's the Crunchy advert, isn't it?
Is that where it
Yeah.
come from?
Well, I don't know if that's where it comes from,
Oh,
but they
okay.
used it in there, that Friday feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember, man. It's old school advert, man. Look at
Well, you're
you.
older than me, so
I mean, what's that got to do with the slice of bread? And why are you just gonna throw it? Look, you're Mr. Throw you under the bus. Like, what's that got to do with
I'm
anything,
just
man?
saying, so you probably would have remembered that more. If you
No,
did.
well, I didn't. Yeah,
Alright, that's
I didn't.
fine.
That's
That's
why
fine.
I asked the
Yeah, that's
question
fine, that's
because
no
I
problem.
didn't remember.
That's fine. That's
Yeah?
fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Cheese on bread. Cheese. How you been, Dan? Huh? How you been?
I'm a little bit ill.
Is it?
Yeah, I've been ill.
What's
I don't know
wrong
what
with
it
you?
is.
What's wrong with you?
Getting diagnosed.
Like, do you know what you got? Like, is this one of them Google?
I don't know what
when
I
you
got.
Google your symptoms.
I've had a little cough. I've had a little sore throat. I don't know what it is, but
I've been.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
I've been on that.
So, all right.
you've been the same as well.
So this is, you know, I guess I'm sick now.
that's it.
Hear me? Guess I'm
Wherever
sick.
it is, you got it. That's,
Oh,
that's
man.
the end of it. Yeah, but apart from that, I've been good. I've been good. This is the first time we've ever filmed 2 shows in a week, isn't it?
I mean, they wouldn't have known that unless you didn't say it, but yeah, I guess so. I mean, just break the 4-4. You hear me? But it's cool. No, it's all right. It's all right. You know that? No, keep that in. Let them know the real Dan. Let them know. Let them know.
I know it's really
Yeah.
It's little fake persona. that
Let them know. Let them know. All right, let's get into some stuff. All right, so
Have you explained the glasses yet?
That's right. See,
Yeah,
that's why.
see? I like it. See?
Attention
I know-
to detail.
yeah, and I know a couple times they've seen and thought, like, what are these men drinking?
So basically, I'll take this one.
Yeah. It's holding L's today, boy. It's cool, man. I'm here for you, brother.
Thanks. Basically, we don't have any plastic cups.
Why don't we have plastic cups?
Because we
And
drank through them all.
could
Like
we-
no one else uses the plastic cups except us. We've drank through them all. Thank you, F28.
I mean, you know what I mean?
We've drank through them all. So I forgot to go and get more.
Yeah.
That's what the problem is.
But how did we end up with these cups? I feel like you're not really being truthful. How did we end up with these ones? What was the scenario?
Okay, so how are these cups
Yeah.
in the studio?
Nah, you know what I'm talking about. You see that man that just be swerving.
I'm just
you
saying.
know what you're
no,
doing.
but are you talking
You-
about why are they on the table or why are they?
How
Why
did-
do I
how
have
did-
these here to have
No,
on the
no,
table?
no. I
You
don't care
forget
why
that.
they're here.
Okay, but why we got them on the table?
How did we end up with these ones?
Because those were the only ones that I could see. Like we have these.
They weren't the only ones you could see.
They
I
are.
think that's where you gotta take a
what?
little left. They weren't the only ones you could see.
Oh, okay. So there was some in the bin. There was some plastic cups in the bin. But
And you wanted us to do who?
I mean, if the idea didn't come from me.
You see,
I'm just saying,
Mr.
the
Throw
idea never
and
came-
under the bus.
the
It
idea
didn't come
never
from
came-
me.
It didn't come from me. It never came from Paul. Just saying. I'm just saying that, and I was like, right, well, it's a brand new bin. Yeah, the bag is brand new, right? And the only things in the bin are the cups that we used. So I was just like, boy, should I just go wash them up?
Is that cool though? Isn't that like dropping something on the floor and eat? Do you
No, because it's a brand new bin.
What's a brand new bin? Once it's a bin, it's a bin. Like
Yeah, on the outside of the bin, but in the inside of the bin, surely it's clean.
that don't even sound right. I'm not even gonna
But
lie.
nothing has gone in the bin though. Nothing. It's not like I would have
But
picked up a
bin- it's
lasagna
got
out
bin
of there.
air
So
though.
would you? So
It's got
Bin
you know,
air?
a bin. You know when you close the lid and now it's compressed. It's like it's all the bin.
so before it went in the bin, the bag was fine. Like anything could have been in it. But as soon as it goes in the bin,
Yeah, I
it
feel like
changes its.
come on, it becomes a bin. It's like that's the bin.
Before it's a plastic bag.
Yeah, well, technically it is a bin because the plastic bag goes inside the bin.
Yeah,
and now it becomes a bin.
Is that one of those arguments on Scary Movie? You've seen Scary Movie with when Kevin?
Yeah.
It's like one of those arguments that they have about.
I mean,
it does sound like a little stoner thing. Still,
no, but it's understandable. It's like it's now a bin.
I don't think it is because it's like the only difference. So if I had this bin outside the bin and I put it in, would that be all right? If I didn't put it inside the metal bin, would that be all right?
Yeah, that would be cool.
So the fact that the
it's
outside,
now become a bin.
So the fact that the outside of the plastic bag
is now inside the bin. And it's now the lid's on top of the bin.
Lid.
It's now formed. It's transformed.
Oh, it's the lid.
It's transformed to a bin. You hear me? Okay. It's like Bumblebee. No?
Nah.
All right, cool.
You was winning. You was there. You had won. Do you know when you do too much? You do too much. Like you was won. You had won.
My bad.
It was 3-0 and now it's 4-3. Like,
what?
All right, 3-3. All right, cool. We drew it.
I don't even know if that's cool, but all right, that's cool.
Your mic has been pulled out. Someone's pulled your mic out.
Madness for that.
All right, cool.
I don't deserve it.
So we've explained the cups. Let's go on into the show, Zush, please.
All right, so recently we've been talking about a few headlines that's been going on. There's been quite a bit of news, a bit of drama. There's been quite a bit of drama, so we just kind of wanted to get your opinion on some of these things. So one thing that I think we've been speaking about for a little while, but I think news just came out today or yesterday about Alec Baldwin. Did you hear about Alec Baldwin?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole
on Rust, yeah.
Firstly, before that, obviously you work on sets, you do your thing. How easy mistake is that?
I mean, on the sets that I've worked on, it's not an easy mistake to make because health and safety is so paramount to everything, every department that you're in. Health and safety is like up there, and people are doing checks and things, and it's it goes without saying that it's absolutely disgraceful and unacceptable for someone to someone's life to be endangered on a film
that
set.
seems so bad.
Like accidents happen, but from what I know about this, it sounds like it was an avoidable thing to have happened, that someone didn't do their job well enough to, and or was a bit lax, and when you hear of something like that, like what is your instant thought though? Because my instant thought is like, they should never be live. So how is that? Do you think, that must be like, obviously you don't think it's planned because you don't think you did it purposely, but it's like, what kind of mistake is that? That just seems too big a mistake to be a mistake. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the exact story of how it happened. I mean, I've heard different things about where he was rehearsing with the gun, or like they were actually shooting it and things like that. I mean, first and foremost, it's an absolute tragedy.
Definitely.
Helena Hutchinson, who lost her life, and it's, as I said, these things should never be happening at all.
Yes,
or even come close to happening.
It's crazy. I mean, I know you went down a lot more because it was his production sort of thing. So I think it was less about the act. You know what? Don't even quote me on that. But I think he was a lot more responsible because it was like he was a part of the whole production.
I've personally never worked with blanks before. All the gunshots in my films have been VFX gunshots. So there's that extra level of removal of danger. But there's even then, you're always checking you're always checking the chamber. You're always checking. You've got your armorer. You've got your people on set who are always, and a lot of actors now know it as well. They check that there's nothing in there. There's no, because anything could get in the chamber and cause some kind of thing. Let alone, obviously there was the Brandon Lee incident that happened.
Yeah, because that's what we was talking about. That was the only one we've ever heard about.
Yeah, exactly. And like that, again, because with blanks, it's like it's such an easy thing to happen if they're not checked properly, because they are shells of actual bullets. So if a piece of thing gets inside, so the standard of the health and safety around blanks, especially on most productions, is like absolutely it's seriously thorough, and someone hasn't done their job properly. And
well, you got not guilty. You always kind of had his back.
I just feel like but if there's someone designated, because I'm sure as an actor, I'm not the person designated to make sure.
But that's what I was saying. I believe it's more to do with because it's his.
That's fine.
So some of
but that's fine. That's fine. But me as the actor, yeah, me as the actor who's shooting the gun, surely that's not my job to check.
No, but someone has to take responsibility.
Right, but
and if you own the whole thing in terms of
but
like...
You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. Like, even if he does own the whole thing,
Yeah.
surely he would have hired someone to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, but I think that person and him are under fire.
That's cool. But me personally, like, if I hire you to do something and you ain't done it, yeah, like and this is a top
ain't really
level.
how life works.
No, this is a top level. This is
Because
like,
you hired
this
those
is
people to represent your company.
This is murder. Like, it's like that's almost like murder. Like, I can't if I've got nothing to do with it. Like, surely I can't be the one that's.
But you pulled the trigger.
Yeah, I pulled the trigger, but motherfucker told me that there was nothing in it, bro. Like, what do you want me
what does that
what do you want me to do?
That definitely don't stand up in the court of
Clearly
law.
it did. Clearly it did.
Nah, I don't.
It
We
did.
didn't watch the case, but that don't stand up, bro.
It did.
Like,
It
I
did.
pulled the trigger. And it's like, well, he told me there was nothing in it. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
because that's
We'll
his
be going
job.
around killing people all day
But
if
that's
that was
his
the
job.
case.
No, because we don't roll around with blanks.
No, but if you can just use the excuse of he told me that it was cool, there weren't nothing in it. It was this, it was safe, it was blah blah.
Well, that was
if we're gonna start relying on people,
Yeah, but they obviously do rely on people. That's literally
but
what
we
they
don't
do.
know how they'll court. You know, we're speculating now. We're taking
No, but I'm telling you, like, in that industry, you would hire someone and you would obviously rely on them to do their job. That's with anything. You'd rely on the sound man to make sure that he gets the correct sound.
Yeah, but
you'd rely on the lighting to
but
make sure he gets the correct lighting.
You also have to take some sort of responsibility because you was the cause of it. Like, you pulled the trigger. You still was the cause of this accident happening. Regardless if someone was supposed to do their checks, okay, cool, they made a mistake, but you still have some kind of responsibility there because you actually done the act.
I don't.
But you done the act.
I don't. I didn't do the act. I acted. Yeah, I acted.
No, you done the act.
I acted.
Yeah, but you done the act that
I didn't.
caused...
I didn't.
So how did that happen?
Because the person there didn't do their job. That's why the person there
That
didn't
is
do
not
their
why
job.
it happened. That is not why it happened.
That is.
That is not why it happened.
Why did it happen then?
Because you pulled the trigger. That is why it happened. That's the act.
Yeah,
you
but I
done
would
the
pull-
act.
but
you
I would
only
pull the
felt
trigger.
safe to do the
Alright.
act because someone told you it was safe to do
Okay.
so. But you
Okay.
still done the act.
But if he would have done his job, I would have still done the act, then nothing would have happened because it would have been a blank.
Yeah, and
So
what?
the same action, me doing the same
I
action.
know, but you still done the
difference is
act.
because
And
he
guess
didn't
what?
do his job.
Yeah, cool.
That's the difference.
You still did the act, bro.
I didn't do the act. The act
what's
was him.
going on there?
The act was him. It's his fault. It's his fault. And
You
now
just-
Alex walked out.
It's
It's not my fault.
blame. I mean,
It's not my fault.
I don't know.
Unfortunately, like, it's sad. Like, it
is.
is sad that those type of things.
It is.
It's sad. Like, but that those things happen. Like, it's sad regardless.
No,
Do you
it's
know what I mean?
mad.
Someone's just gone to do work. Do you know what I mean? And they've ended up dying. But at the end of the day, there's certain things in life where situations happen like this, but you can't blame everyone.
It's
Like,
crazy being in a scenario like that because that is like probably like the most safest time you feel at work. Like, it's not one of those jobs where you think, oh, I'm gonna go and let me build my P's and Q's because this might happen. So that's why I think it's really like peak, because you know when you just go to something with the
yeah, it's
intentions of-
sad.
I think there's enough stuff on a film set that is dangerous anyway that I think there should be a conversation about whether blanks are even, I know this is, a lot of directors, about authenticity, it's not going to look the same, but whether it's worth it really having blanks on film sets anymore because VFX gunshots are good enough.
Does it make that much?
Personally,
I was gonna say, does it make that much of a difference in 2023 with a budget?
That's a conversation that I think needs to be had because you've got the Brandon Lees and you've got the Alec Baldwin incident. That's too many.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
it doesn't matter that they're 33 decades apart. Like, it's too many. That absolutely should not be happening. And there's enough dangerous stuff going on film sets. Like, I just saw a clip of Timothée Chalamet was shooting a commercial, and I saw it on TikTok, and he's like walking, and the camera's on a crane, like a fat crane, and the camera hasn't moved back. It's actually moved forward, and it hit him like in his chest.
Jeez.
And you're just like, if that was a bit higher,
Yeah.
you're talking like a
Ooh.
serious thing. You can look it up. Like, it just happened like a couple of days ago. So it's like there's enough heavy
Things that can
equipment and
happen.
things that can go wrong. If you can
A lot of
easily
moving
eliminate
parts.
something,
Yeah, there's a lot of moving
that
parts
is
on the movie.
literally something that is is to do with bullets and stuff, then you can do it.
What would be the benefit of using a blank over a visual?
That's what I was
Like,
gonna
what
ask.
the-
Is it the visual part or the sound?
It's both. It's the visual thing. It's the sound thing. It's like it's the same argument of when you're hit by a bullet, the VFX gun, or actually using squibs with actual blood that sprays properly. It's potentially less of an argument because on the trajectory of how fake blood would, it looks a bit more authentic. But I think, as you were saying, Zush, like in this day and in 2023, like VFX gunshot, it's the easiest. Yeah, it's the easiest VFX that like VFX artists can do. It's the simplest thing for them to do. Like I think that it's a really real conversation to be had.
It's true. We put a man on the moon, man. What are we doing there?
We made it look good at least. But that's what I'm saying. If you could do that, if you could make that look good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, rather than the guy was on the moon is different. But if you can make that. I know the flag weren't moving in that, but
was it? We don't know. We don't know.
That's above my pay.
We haven't been there. We don't know.
I don't know.
Would you go to space?
Nah, I'm shook of space, just like I'm shook of going under the sea. Like I'm happy here. Yeah. I'm really cool on the surface. I don't want to go space.
If you had the chance. Because you can't you? Because Virgin do this Virgin Galactic or something. Well,
I mean, it's not commercial yet,
but you can go online and thing it.
Yeah, but how much is it?
I was there, price on there, bro.
You know there are a lot of space takeoff tragedies that happen, like rockets exploding. And stuff. Like I feel like that happens
a lot
a lot
more than like a plane
taking off. I'm with that. So as I said, like it might be a bit the risk factor.
I don't think there's anything in space that excites me enough to wanna.
Space don't intrigue you.
I mean,
like if you made it to space and you can be like.
But what am I going to see though? Blackened stars
that we haven't seen in like Gravity,
or
like Interstellar.
I've been to space.
It's true, and you could probably VR and get the exact same feeling right now.
And underwater's worse. I wouldn't go there either.
Yeah, I don't want to do
that. That is, I don't know what is under there.
That's scarier.
100%.
You know, I think I said it on the show before, but I went to Egypt, and I did scuba diving, and I think on God, I must have went down about, I want to say like 15 meters, something like that, maybe even less. Bro, it's a different life. Like it's a different lifestyle, bro. Your head's like under pressure. Like there's different stuff down there. Like your whole body feels like it's been squeezed. And I'm talking 15 meters, G. 15 meters, bro. So forget going down like 200, 300 feet, bro.
That's why I believe in mermaids. I'm gonna be real. I slightly believe in mermaids.
What type of mermaids though? Like Ariel or like sirens?
More like sirens, more like
evil mermaids.
Like I believe. Like put it like
they
this.
can speak English. Like they're just
no. All right. So wait. Let me brush it up a little bit. Because that was a bit wild.
Hey Zeus.
It was a bit too mad. Wait. Let me brush it up. So I believe there are fish at the bottom of the sea that could resemble like human faces and human life form.
Okay.
Like that's what I believe. I believe like you could. Like a quick glimpse, it's like, whoa, you hear me? It's like you might see like a human type fish, or the face might be quite resemblance of a human, but I believe that's how I believe in mermaids. Okay. And so not necessarily like Little Mermaid, half man, half fish sort of thing, but quite close.
Okay.
Quite close. And considering we've never been to the bottom. Yeah. And I remember when I went Trinidad, they used to tell me stories about how mermaids, like the story of mermaids came about, innit? Because they used to kind of pull pirates down.
Make the ships crash.
Yeah, basically.
That's sirens, though. Yeah. That's not a mermaid.
I mean, ain't they all pretty much the same thing?
No, sirens are bad. Mermaids are like supposed to be like good ones, but sirens are always look like fucked up shit from like a Japanese horror movie.
Yeah.
That's what a siren is.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Either or. Whatever.
They're down there. They're down there. I could believe, like, if I bumped into Ariel, I'd be like, oh.
Knew you was down there. You ain't gonna surprise me, Harry.
No, literally that. Jonathan Majors.
What is it? Is there like more of an update, or we?
So they said there's a video.
Oh, man.
They said there's a video. They said because I think the incident actually happened in a cab. No. It happened in a cab.
I think it was.
I think it's a cab because they're saying the cab driver is willing to take the stand as well. So I think Jonathan and I can't be his management, it has to be his lawyers and that. They put out a statement basically saying there's video evidence, cab drivers looking to do this. I think that's pretty much after more women have come out with
I've seen that,
more allegations. So I think it's like, you know what, yo, we got to offload
get on-
some sort of information or clip because they've been pretty quiet since. If Jonathan was about to be in one of your films, where would you stand with it right now?
It's a tricky. I mean, again, it's all alleged and
Yeah.
nothing's been proven. But from what I've heard, you know, he's been. I don't know the ins and outs of it. But the news is he's not on projects anymore. He's his management has left. Whether that
he's still on projects now. Is he? I'm sure.
I think there's some projects that he's been. Yeah, some of
the
them.
main ones.
He's still on like the Marvel projects. Yeah.
And there's another one he's doing as well. What's the other big one that he's doing?
Is he still doing Dennis Rodman? Because I still.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think it's such a hard thing to. You'd have a conversation with him first and foremost and see what the state of play was, because obviously, again, innocent until proven guilty. But
Definitely.
you know, you have to just take it on a case by case basis.
Does his management label dropping him make it look a bit sus to you?
Well, you don't know what he may have left them. Like, we don't know.
Yeah, no, that's
the
the
thing.
thing.
We
Yeah,
don't actually know
that's true.
what's happening there. I mean, you know, on the face of it, it doesn't look good.
Because they're not handling it well. If I'm looking at it at face value, like they're not handling the situation well, because he's looking kind of guilty. The way that the way it is, the way.
But
that
they always say the best way is just to keep your mouth shut. Like,
well, I disagree. Well, to be fair, the big problem, because like you might be right that he left them, because you know right at the start they released the text messages. And the text messages was
from the woman.
From the woman. Yeah, but it backfired. It backfired on them because they was like, hold on, this sounds like someone who's being abused. This doesn't sounds like someone who's sorry. Like, it sounds like someone's being abused and they're being forced to say something. So it backfired, you know what I mean? So maybe he weren't feeling that or something.
Yes. No.
But with these cases, man, you don't know, do you?
I just think this one, there isn't enough out there yet.
No, there isn't.
I think he's supposed to appear in court on the 8th of May, I think I
yeah,
saw.
Yeah, 8th.
So hopefully there'll be more information. So, but it's one of those things. I think there's still not enough information out there. And if there is a video and stuff like that, I mean, that will be very obvious very quickly about exactly what he has done and what he hasn't done and who. And
Last question. Well, one more question. You're the leader of Marvel, yeah? Kevin Feige, yeah? You're that guy, yeah? And you've put billions behind this guy, yeah? And he comes out guilty. What'd you do?
I think you've got to replace him. You just I mean, I don't think people...
Too much negativity, man.
Billions. You don't just put him on because we've seen some people do some fucked up shit.
What does that mean exactly? Like when they say they've spent billions on him being a new character, what does that mean? They've given him X, Y.
I just feel.
What does that mean that they can't get someone? Is it because it's too much of a gamble? Like, what does that mean? Like, we've got billions riding on this guy. Like, what billions? Like, what are the billions?
Well,
the films aren't out yet.
Well, no,
if they haven't been made yet, then what billions?
Well, I don't think at the moment you could name a more active, bigger black actor than Jonathan Majors right this second.
I mean, Michael B. Jordan.
I don't know if I'd put him above.
No, but
Jonathan
you just
Majors,
said name. You just said name.
No, but I'm saying.
in 2023, you would say Jonathan Majors was that guy.
I just feel like he's had a strong wave.
I think Jonathan Majors right now, the name alone is just massive. So
but that's because of everything. That's a lot of tied in. So okay, cool.
So let's just say, okay, we'll forget that Michael B. Jordan has just done Creed and this, that, blah, blah, blah. Let's just say you go and get Michael B. Jordan now, etc. This, that. Like, I just feel like, you probably know more than me, but I just feel like there is so much contracts in place in regards to what's going to happen in the future, and this person's doing this and that person's doing this and this. And even the whole Kang thing.
Do you not feel the name has become a lot bigger because you know what he's being associated with? I.e., if they gave someone else that association, like if they started saying Damson Idris is going to be this and boom, boom, that and boom, boom, that, it would kind of make his name start to get bigger. They'll give him 1 or 2 films. All it has to do is slap and then you're Jonathan Majors. No. That's pretty much what they've done.
Marvel already did do a big recast. They recast Edward Norton as the Hulk.
See,
but it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. But as far as
it was doable,
about recasting.
Yeah. But that wasn't. Roles. It's not. For one, Marvel weren't even there. Yeah, like that Marvel weren't even there, and I don't think that. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know, but I don't feel that they had the whole multiverse thing, how they have it now, planned for that to be like, like if we hire, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like getting rid of Edward Norton was a way easier decision.
Well, yeah, it would be because it would be harder to do that right now.
Then do it with this, you know what I mean? And like I was saying, there's people who's come back from some fucked up shit, bruv. Like look at what's his name, Ezra. Look at Ezra, all the shit that he went through.
But
Man's in the film.
I feel like he hasn't even been dragged like that, though.
He ain't.
That's what I'm saying, but that's a big difference.
But
when you've been dragged like this and then you pop up guilty, it's peak for you, bro.
But he was on a madness.
I know.
He was on a
but
madness.
He ain't been dragged for it, bro.
Well, that in itself is a problem.
I mean, you said two key
My
words.
public opinion, Ezra Miller has. If you look on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah. But even that though, I still feel like there's a lot of people that don't even know that name. That name doesn't associate with nothing. It's not ringing bells. Like you ask the average person that watches movies, they don't really know. You hear me? So I don't know. It's a big difference, but we'll see. But speaking of casting, just to ask you a question, what is it like casting for these interactive movies? Because so I was thinking, this might sound silly, but this is how I compared it. When I'm watching Netflix, or when I'm looking for something on Netflix and I'm flicking through, sometimes I relate that to like if I had a film and I was looking for people to cast. Am I far off from that? Is it like, does it get to a point where it's like it almost becomes a job casting? Like, well, it is a job casting, but it's actually a longer process than you may intend it to be when you set off being.
It's a crucial, massive role, and I have a casting director who I work really closely with, Heather Baston, who's done a lot of my interactive projects. Yeah. So we have a really good rapport, and it's a tricky thing because there's so many different things you're looking for. If you're looking for something specific physically, and then you got to think about chemistry with other characters. There's all sorts that come into it. And then with the interactive, there's also, I think, because we're so early in the life cycle of these kinds of films, that someone who just generally is passionate about the format and is able to wrap their head around it and willing to put in the work to wrap their head around it, because it is, you are dealing with multiple different realities and so on and so forth.
Do they even know about interactive when you approach it?
I think people do, because I think, obviously there was Bandersnatch, the Black Mirror episode, which was, a global phenomenon. It won an Emmy. Like, it put the format on the map in film and TV terms. But I think everyone's always been familiar with, non-linear storytelling. Growing up, there were the choose your own adventure books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People have been growing up gaming, so they understand how, choice, cause and effect, choices can affect storylines and stuff like that. So, especially, I think people understand it very quickly. I mean, when you say interactive film to them, the first question is, how is it interactive?
Yeah.
And then when you explain what it is, they're familiar with that format, basically.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
But it is a specific skill set to be able to, juggle these different storylines that you can go on, these different branches of a story, these different emotions that you can take a character in depending on what the audience chooses. Yeah. And sometimes, I know George Blagden, who plays one of the leads in the gallery, always says, sometimes you have to do things which to you seem quite illogical, because they're a choice that, the audience could make for the character to do, and then you've got to sell that. Whereas in a linear film, usually, it's just the script and whatever is in the script, and that's just follows a just general arc.
Yeah. Because that's what I was thinking as well. When you approach people and when you're doing the casting and you tell them about the interactive film, it's like they've got to kind of prepare themselves for something a bit different now. It's like, okay, we're going to have to do this. We might have to film this a couple of times. And I know you already filmed things a couple of times, but this must be and some, because you got to do the multiple endings. So it must be quite an interesting reaction where it's like, all right, cool, I'm down for... It's something different because you don't see it all the time. So I can imagine where it would be like being casted for one of these films and throwing your head into what you're about to get into. Because what is it like filming so many different endings, and do people start getting ratty? Like I can imagine, like I can imagine people have to be quite patient because you're having to film the same thing. Like I know that happens on set as it is already. You got to film, do a couple scenes, do a couple takes, but with this, you've got to do multiple endings a couple of times. Do you get to a point where you started to notice a little frustration with actors? Like, how does that work?
So, do just before you think, actually, just throw the picture up there, because people might not even know what we...
Yeah.
Throw the picture up.
Oh, yeah, my bad. That's kind of said.
No, I see you. You was good. Yeah, that's fine, yeah. But yeah, okay, guys, so this is the gallery. 2023, 2022?
2022 on the gaming platforms, 2023
2020 film, yeah. So this is an interactive movie made by Paul here. We went and watched this, and yeah, like Zeus said at the beginning, and we was like, yo, we want to get him on the show, etc. So everything that we're talking about here is in terms of this and the type of films that Paul's up to, which is interactive films where you can make choices and it doesn't follow the same linear pattern of a movie that has a script. You can choose, okay, this person does this, and then your choices changes the whole movie and changes the character, etc. It's really quite complex, which is actually really cool. But yeah, anyway, sorry, answer the question, and this is what it's related to.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a different style. It's a different language. It's a different style of making a film, you know, on a logistical level when you're shooting it. So obviously, I mean, the gallery, it's kind of two films in one. As you can see, there's the 1981 version, which has a female protagonist, and the 2021 version, which has a male protagonist. So it's kind of two films in one. And then, you know, within that, it's about 5 hours of total content that you can have a pool of 5 hours
access,
and then it's about 70-minute playthrough each time you play it. So there is obviously a lot more that you need to get through. So I think people, you know, on the set are more aware of, you know, they are more actively aware that we need to get through so much stuff. And the gallery and its style was not that repetitive in some ways in that sense, so that, you know, all the different branches were quite different. So it was just like shooting different scenes, whereas, you know, some of the other projects I've done, it is like you said, it's like there is, you know, you are in many ways repeating a lot of the same dialogue, but then changing a word here or doing a different action. But it's, you know, a lot of it is rinse and repeat the same thing over and over again, but slight different variations of it.
Okay, nice work. I didn't even think that with the gallery. There are loads of different endings.
Yeah, so it's like they're not shooting. Scenes, they're it's like they're just different, loads of different scenes rather than different versions of the same scene.
Okay, so if we like wheel it back, like, how did you even get into film? Because I know one of your family, was it your dad? Your dad. So he was a producer.
So actually, if we go right back, my dad, well, when I was growing up, he was a cinema operator. So he ran cinemas. So yeah, in the UK and then abroad. So I lived 2 years in Switzerland when I was a lot younger because he was running cinemas in Europe. And so basically that just meant I was in the cinema a lot. You know, lots of free films and, you know, watching the cinema. I was in you know, every week basically.
From early, you've been a movie
early,
guy.
I'm watching them on the big screen. So that's kind of where I, you know, I fell in love with cinema and the form and everything like that. So that's when I realized I wanted to do it. And then, you know, after he was cinema operating, he became an independent film producer through my teen years, basically. So while he was doing that, I would, you know, shadow him on his sets, and he would give me sort of scripts to read and, you know, get an opinion, a youthful opinion. But, you know, as I was doing that, you kind of pick up the ins and outs of the industry, you know, from, you know, on set, off set, how it kind of all works. So, and I was still like, okay, this is still what I want to do, even though I'm seeing, you know, how it goes, all the mechanics and everything of it. It still fascinates me. I'm still passionate about it. I'm still interested in it. So I went and did English literature with film studies at uni because, you know, mum wanted me to go to uni rather than get straight into the industry. And but again, it was film leaning because there was film studies involved in that. So that was delving into the theory of it. So eventually, when I came out of uni at the age of 21, I was like, I still want to do it. I still want to be.
I was just about to say, so films, you've only wanted to be involved in film from the get-go.
It's been there all my life, and it's just something.
And never detoured at all.
No, and I was, you know, I went through. I did my schooling. I did lots of other stuff. I went to uni, and film was always a constant there. So, you know, I definitely made a conscious decision that, you know, this is something that my life has kind of been.
Did that change? Like, did you want to be an actor, or
I did want to be an actor at one point. Yeah, so I did. There was a short period in my 20s where I was, you know, I had a couple of agents and was doing that. But then it kind of got to a point where I still had the passion of writing and directing. So I sort of had the three of them, acting, writing, directing, and I was kind of just being like, let's see which one kind of takes over and becomes my main specialization. And then around when I was about 25, 26, it was like the writing, directing was the thing that kind of was really sort of taking off a bit. So I was like, okay, I'm going to focus on this for now and not the acting. So yeah, I kind of tried to, you know, spread my talents around as much as I could, and, you know, because it's such a hard industry to break into. You know, I think it is good to have a couple of different skill sets
from early as well
to explore. So I did that, but started when I was 21, and then got into interactive films in 2019. Been doing them ever since.
So your first your first director was Winterstoke.
Yes, yeah.
Winterstoke House. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So tell us a bit about how did that come about and.
So that was just so after I came out of uni, I started me and Dad started a film production company together called Avery Films, and we wanted to go into genre films. Okay. Because that was a passion for me, and working at low budgets, it's it's a good way to get into the industry. I think because you can really express yourself creatively. I'm very passionate about genre films. So
when you say genre films, what do you mean?
So like horrors, thrillers, that kind of those kinds of films. So Winterstoke House is it's a psychological, supernatural horror film set in a haunted house, which was
he loves all that.
Subgenre. Yeah,
loves all that.
Yeah. So that was mine, and it screened at the Rain Dance Film Festival in 2016. So that was a really great sort of start to my career, and it was received pretty well. And then the next one I did was White Chamber, which was probably the most influential, impactful film of my career at that stage, because it got selected for about 10 film festivals around the world, including Edinburgh, Mumbai, Sitges, Fright Fest here in London. Some really cool ones, and I think as well Shauna MacDonald, the lead, won the BAFTA Scotland Best Actress Award for it. Wow. So it did quite well, and it played on Netflix. It was on Netflix for 2 years, so I think that put me on. Yeah, it's not on there anymore, but it was on Netflix for 2 years. So it kind of put me on the map in the UK for other producers and stuff. So at the beginning of 2019, off the back of White Chamber, a producer called John Giwa-Amu and Jade Alexander, they were making an interactive film called The Complex, which was a sci-fi thriller, and they basically had seen White Chamber and were like, look, we really like what you did there. We think you'll be a really good fit for this sci-fi thriller interactive film we're making. So I pitched to them and I said, look, I've never made anything like this before, but I know how to make films, sci-fi thrillers and genre films, and I've been a casual gamer all my life, so I'm familiar with non-linear storytelling. Yeah. So I kind of just jumped on it, and at that time there was no real precedent of how to write these films or make these films, or how what a script of an interactive film looked like or anything like that. So I was kind of making it up as I went along in some ways. Like I was just being like, okay, how would a script like this work? That helps. That would help me, and I think the crew and cast would be able to understand as well. So I was doing that, and basically the way I do it is I make a flowchart as well as a script. And the script reads like a choose your own adventure book. Yeah. So you've got like scene 2, at the bottom of scene 2, you've got option A and option B, turn to scene 3 for option A, turn to scene 4 for option B. And then that's basically how, so I was learning how to write them, I was learning how to direct them, what the quickest way and most efficient way to direct these things on set, to get through the extra page count that you got to get through.
Do you do a lot of that yourself? And have you collaborated with others, like other writers and stuff? And then how is that collaborating with a writer on the interactive?
Yeah, so it's not especially. I mean, the most collaboration I've done was on my last rom-com interactive film I did called 10 Dates.
Yeah. Okay,
10 Dates is a sequel to 5 Dates.
Oh, I was just about to say. I thought it was 5. Maybe I was wrong.
But I think it's tricky because there's so few people. I've never collaborated with someone who's done it before. So I worked with an incredible writer called Zoe Chiswick who'd never done interactive before. So there's still that element of you need to help them acclimatize to the format of writing it, because it is a completely different. The way you have to structure it and the way
I could imagine,
and the way, and there are little things you need to watch out for continuity wise. I can imagine. Yeah, I don't know if I covered it in the Q&A to the screening you guys came with, but a big, this is an anecdote from The Complex, my first one, was that you need to watch for continuity of certain things that happen on certain branches, because they may not happen on other branches, and then if those branches come together at one point, you could really screw yourself over because you'll have to shoot things twice or 3 times. So on The Complex, we had this scene where it's about 2 scientists who are trying to escape a lab that gets locked down, basically. And one of the ways that you can try and escape with them through a choice that you make is they try and blow the toilet up by throwing like potassium down it, so it reacts with the water and blows it up. Okay. And I think it was potassium. So you go and you do that, and it's a great scene. Like we got this like cannon in with like with like an pyrotechnic explosion that comes out and had all this debris. So it's like we shot it, and then it shot all this like pieces of toilet like across the back of the set, and it looked awesome. Everyone was like, yeah. And then like our script supervisor came and just said, you do realize this toilet has only blown up on like one reality. It hasn't. So there's like loads of branches where the toilet has.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh shit. So like we came back, and then we were like, we realized later on, every time we shot a scene that faced that corner of the room where it had blown up into, we had to shoot 2 versions of it. Okay. One with toilet debris and one without toilet debris. And like that, like, that's a
little
that's
things like that. Yeah, that's a big.
It can be any department. Like, you could have a character could have their hair tied up in a ponytail on lot of branches, but then if the actor decides to take their hair down, but then it hasn't done on the branches,
and
you
that's
have
a
to make sure
super ripple-on effect.
Yeah, there's a knock-on effect.
you know you got those people out there.
Yeah.
They're waiting to go on Twitter, boy.
Yeah.
You see that film, The Gallery?
Yeah.
She had her hair in it.
Yeah. You know it. But the toilet one was a bit too much. They'd be like, I thought we'd do the toilet.
What the hell we doing here, Paul? What's up?
Because you know what's funny? You know when you notice that in the film, it's like the biggest hole when you see something. It's like, they were stabbed on the left.
Yeah.
It's like,
so I saw that wounds is another thing. You can't be having people getting like cut across the face and stuff like that in one thing, but then because then you have to shoot it twice. So it's.
I can see how that's a big.
So they're like little things like that are like part of the language of interactive filmmaking that you need to watch out for. I've learned over the years, kind of, through just doing it and kind of thing. And then, if you are if you are collaborating with someone, those are the kinds of things
that you have to
watch out for,
be aware of.
What was your first script? Like, what was the first thing that you ever did? Because I know it's the one we were speaking about. Sorry, the first film.
Yeah,
but you must have written before that.
Yes,
there must have been. So
the first thing that got made, the first thing that
what's the first thing you ever? What was the first thing you ever wrote? Like, and
that you thought at least was like,
the first thing that you would ever class as a script. And was it good?
I think it was.
What was the story? What was the concept?
Let us know.
We'll be the judge.
What was going on in it?
I think it was a rom-com.
Okay, I thought it would have been a sci-fi. I don't know why.
No,
I was getting with sci-fi.
That's why I ended up going back and making 5 Dates.
Okay.
I mean, I like every genre, but like, so I think it was a rom-com, like a culture clash rom-com. With I'm South Asian myself, so it was a South Asian culture clash. Rom-com and trying to make it work. There's a film out right now sort of that's quite similar. What's Love Got to Do with It?
Okay,
which is kind of in the same kind of. It's that kind of area of what it was, and I think I've still got it, and it was I think that's the thing. What I did was I didn't have Final Draft or any of the software that you write these things on at the time, so. I took someone. So as I said, my dad used to send me people's scripts, so I took someone's script and I like converted it into Word.
Okay.
So it was a PDF and I converted it into Word, and this poor person's script, I was just like deleting all of their stuff rewriting everything and replacing it with my stuff. But that's how I first did so, because obviously I wanted it to be formatted and correctly and stuff like that. And again, that was helped tech me a lot about how I form, because I was like, I had this script from someone who was probably a really great writer and clearly knew what they were doing. I'm sure. And that taught me everything. And then I sent like the first 20 pages to my dad. Okay. And then that was like the first time I ever sent him anything I wrote, and he's very realistic. Like, he would have told me if it was trash. He would, and he was like, oh, actually, there's something here. Like, like finish it. Like that was the first thing he told me. He was like, finish it. Yeah. Like, don't, that's as a writer, that's the hardest thing to do. And I think I can't speak for all writers, but I think a lot of writers will say writing those first 20 pages, that first act is easy because your energy's up. You've got all these ideas, you want to put it down, you're establishing your characters, you're creating your world. It's the most exciting bit. Then once you get into like Act 2, which is the longest act, and it's like, that's when it's like.
Does that explain why a lot of movie endings are trash then? Let's be real, because a lot of movie, by the time it gets there, how many times do we say, nah, it started off good and boom, 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 didn't really feel the ending though, Is that because like a lot of people run out of momentum?
That is a thing about it. It's it is a momentum thing, writing a script. It's like, keeping your energy up, keeping your ideas fresh, and you can get bogged down in that, that second act, because, most people will know how they want something to end. So they got their ending lined up. So I was just
about to ask that, because if that's a common thought process or people know about that, how how regular is it for someone to start writing, not necessarily backwards, but knowing what they're going to do at the end and kind of working backwards that way?
I think a lot of people do. I think a lot of... Like,
knowing that they might run out of momentum by then. So it's like, you know what, let me start cornering off the edges.
Well, I think a lot
so
of
if I get there, at least I have a core idea where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, I think, well, a lot of script books, like, of the like famous textbooks that you would read as a script writer. I mean, Robert McKee, Story by Robert McKee is the one that I read a lot. And that's saying he was a firm believer in saying that the ending is the most important part. Like, that's what everyone leaves the theatre. Even if there have been like down parts.
It's true.
Everyone will, if your ending is strong, but you can only get, it's no use just having a good set piece ending, because if you've lost your audience by the time you get to that ending, then it's not going to have the impact you want it to, but the ending is paramount. So he's like, you've got to know your ending before you go into it. I mean, again, a lot of writers work differently. Some people like to work it out as they go along. I've done that in the past. But I think, it is that middle section that is the trickiest part, because, you'll go into a film, the first 20 minutes, you're in, your energy as a viewer, that's how you work as a viewer as well. Your energy's up at the start, you're
interested,
like,
engaged,
you're engaged and stuff like that. And then it's like, how many times have you watched a film where, after that first act, and you get in that second act where it's like, okay, we're settled in this world, we're with these characters, they need to start going on that journey, and it kind of starts to drag, and it loses a bit of momentum and stuff like that. And then, so I think that's, structurally, that's kind of that's about being able to pace yourself as a writer and plan it. I think planning is such a important part, which is the beauty of interactive film, is that you can't really start writing it until you've got that structure.
Oh, okay.
Because you can't really make these things up as you're going and work them out as you go along, because you're dealing with too many things that need to all work together.
No, I think it's true what you say about the ending, actually, because I watched a film the other day called Suzume. You heard of it? Suzume. It's an anime. Japanese anime just come out. It's about some girl who walks through like a door into a different world. Yeah, basically. And the whole film was trash. Yeah, the whole film was trash, bro. But the ending was fucking fantastic. Yeah, but they lost me by then. Even though the ending was, I went with my son as well. Yeah, and even though the ending was dope, like when I say the ending was dope, it was dope. Yeah, sick. But
as
I was
in
like,
action or the story?
Action and the story. Okay, like it took about, and it was 2 hours long. Yeah, and in the last 15 minutes, it all kicked off. Yeah, like, and I was just like, nah. Like, I'm not allowing you to have it. I'm not giving it to you. Like, I'm not giving it to you. Nice. Even my son, I was like, did you like the ending? He was like, yeah, but that the rest of the movie though. And I was like, yeah, nah, I'm with you. Like, the whole movie was just so slow. It was so repetitive. But then the ending was just like, wow. But I was just like, nah, not having it.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing what Robert McKee says, is that audiences will remember the ending. No matter what, they'll remember. Yeah. But that's why, can you imagine now if you had enjoyed the first hour and 40 minutes and then had that ending?
Would have been a classic. Yeah,
that was
I dream of it. I wish. I wish it was like that.
Would have been the best movie ever.
Lord, yeah, man. I wish it was like that. Have you got anything future wise? Anything that you think that you're?
Yeah, well, I'm looking to shoot something in August. So we're casting something at the moment. So that's another interactive. A suspense thriller, and then I've got another script for a comedy that I've written as well. Okay. So, I just want to explore different genres within the interactive format, because I think any genre really works with it. I've done sci-fi thrillers, I've done hostage thriller, I've done rom-com. I just want to explore different genres within that, and how we can make the format, especially with being able to show them in cinemas now. As you guys saw, I feel like it's something that is different and is interesting and could work, and as a cinema experience, rather than just being on the gaming platforms as interactive films mainly have been up until this point. So, I'm excited with what the future holds, basically.
Would there always need to be someone there controlling where the film goes as the pick? Like, would there be any way of... Like, how would it be done if you just go to a cinema and you weren't there controlling it? Is there a way of doing it?
Well, you could. I mean, you could do it. You could do it via an app. You could it's automated. You could give people handsets, in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. When ask the audience, they had those finger things that they tapped on.
See, I think that would be dope, especially how much cinema is now. I feel like this is why I really like 4DX, because I feel like cinema is turning into an experience. Like, you need experience. So if I knew I was going to cinema, I might get a little handheld something. I'm gassed already. I don't know what this is, but I'm involved. I got to press something and get. You just want a bit more than just going and sitting in a sofa and watching a film. And I think that's why 4DX is really good.
Well,
so
we did some tests with an app. We did some tests with an app actually, and I actually didn't like it because interestingly, with the the immersion of that experience, the very act of people taking their eyes off the screen to look at something kind of broke that, which is why I was like, let's go more lo-fi with it and give people glow sticks, which you guys saw. And I think there's something about the glow stick. One, it's the simple thing of people not taking their eyes off the screen, but it's like you can see what everyone else is voting for. Yeah. And it becomes that more, communal joint group experience. Sense. And, if people vocalize, which I always encourage them to. Like I enjoy those 3-minute moments those 3-second moments when the decisions are up and people think, and just hearing the audience groan or like laugh or people or gasp. Or
what's a happy medium then? Like what's the app and the glow stick? What's in between?
I mean, I think it would involve hardware. Like if you could have some kind of light that is on the seat,
press or something.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. Again, that we're a ways away from that because that's overheads for cinemas to implement and stuff like that. So for now, I'm happy with the glow sticks, and it's a simple enough thing to have. Not just me, but I've been some of the cinemas we screen the gallery at. Now that the managers and all have seen it, they're like, oh, we could potentially do that ourselves. We don't need you to be there.
I could see how a couple private screens might have a screen for like interactive movies, and so they would have those kind of features already built into the screen. That would be kind of sick, actually.
No, it was that whole experience was dope. Like it was, it was 100% different. And do you know what made it even sicker? I had no idea what was going on.
Never did.
Like I heard it was like it's an interactive film.
Like, how does that be?
I don't even know how that works.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even know how I thought it was gonna be. I thought it would be a bit like you would watch some film and some of it would be real life acting. Like like you'll see characters from the film like come out
cinema
from the side.
Kind of thing.
That's how I thought it was gonna be, and it weren't that.
No, it weren't that.
I was pleasantly surprised.
But no, the whole interaction thing was dope. Like I really thought, and especially when you're watching and you're like, everybody's gonna vote this. Like clearly, like obviously, and then they're like.
And then they
know, made it pissed. It's like I'm never gonna see this. I'm never gonna know. Like,
and you know what? Yeah, you let it slide like 3-4 times because it's early. I don't know nobody. We're here. You hear me? 15-20 minutes in. So all right. 45 minutes in, I know you lot now.
What we doing? You're doing this on purpose. Like, are you waiting for me to put up just to go against me or what? Angry, bruv. Like,
exactly how it was.
You know what? I was pissed from the first. I was pissed from early, bruv. Because I wanted the 2021 one. From early.
Oh, from the very
first moment. I'm like, why are we going back in time, man?
I think I remember that. I remember seeing it as the lone guy. The lone.
I was like, yo, let's go in the future, man. It's like everybody want to go
Let's
back
see
there.
where it goes with this.
Man, oh my God, I'm already upset.
No, it's true.
Gosh. So, all right. In conclusion, where can we watch this?
So at the moment, it's available on all major gaming platforms. Okay. So that's Steam for PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and it's even available as an app for your phone or your tablet. So that's on the iOS, the Apple iOS store. It's on there, and the Google Play Store for Android.
Okay, so you can just download the what is the Gallery app, or is it?
Yeah, it's the Gallery. So it's technically an app. So it's literally
cool.
If you just
is that for the business or just for the film?
It's just for the film.
Okay.
So it's literally you search it, you download it, and you've got. Everything.
Wow. Okay.
And that's you've got everything for the 81 version, 2021 version, all of that.
Okay, cool.
Hey, go run it up, people, man. Run this one up.
Where can we watch your other stuff?
So a lot of that is all on the major gaming platforms as well.
Yeah.
So obviously my old stuff, which my traditional linear film stuff, that's all on your Amazons and stuff. Mm-hmm. But all my other interactive films, so the Complex, that's on all of those gaming platforms. Okay. 5 dates across all the gaming platforms, 10 dates also, and the short I did called Death Trap Dungeon in the Golden Room, which is a really fun little fantasy one.
I see that actually because what it's funny you said that. I'm glad you did because I forgot to mention it actually. Death Trap Dungeon is the first ever game I played on PlayStation.
No way.
First ever game.
The PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1 one where you could pick the guy or the woman.
Yeah.
My mum bought me a PlayStation. Yeah, I'll never forget it because like my mum isn't like love you mum, but she's not like the one to buy you expensive gifts like that. Like, well, I mean, she gives me a lot of money these days. But back in the day, let me not cut myself.
Might be a lost gift.
But
man, come on Sunday, just getting pure cut iron. Don't understand why.
Yeah, she watches these as well. But back in the day, like a PlayStation was unheard of. Like it was like raw. Like you get me. And she was like, "Oh, this is because you've been good at school." Remember, I went to her work to give me the PlayStation, and it came with 2 games. Yeah, it came with Tommy Mackinnon Rally, and it came with Death Trap Dungeon.
No way.
Literally, yeah. So when I saw you had done that, I was like, "Yo, Death Trap Dungeon, that brings me back." That game was shit scary as well, bro. Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Super flashbacks, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Death Trap Dungeon, and you that's Ian Livingston.
Ian Livingston,
isn't it?
Yeah. So I got to. So he obviously the Choose Your Own Adventure books and stuff, and he. I got to meet him when I was shooting it, which was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
cool.
I was like, I had a really nice dinner. So, like, I mean, that was like, me getting to meet a living legend. So, it was amazing. So it's a really cool. It's a little short. It's about 15 minutes, but again, interactive. So,
and where's that?
So that's on Steam. That's on Steam and Xbox. Just
Xbox,
those 2. But then the other 4 feature-length ones I've done included the Gallery, the Complex 5 dates, 10 dates. They're all on all the other platforms.
Why you been active, bro?
Busy, man.
There's
a
nice little catalogue there. Little catalogue.
Yeah, but we always be saying, boys, people be working and you don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's only like interactions and you meet and be like, right, you really was out here.
Literally.
You really was.
Literally, man.
All right, guys, moving on to the review.
All right. Watch it or not. What's this one? We got
Feed Me. This one is from
you explain.
Dark Fable Media. Okay, and I'll give you a little insight how I even know these people. I did I don't know if you know, I'm an actor, writer and director myself.
You ain't read the Instagram bio?
You ain't read the bio? And in one of the films that I acted in, very small role, I met Dark Fable Media, Adam Leader and Richard Oakes, and also the main character in this as well, Neal Ward. They all worked on a movie that I was in called 24 Hours in London.
The main character is in Leslie. Is that his name?
Was he the... Well, okay.
That's what I was asking.
The other one.
Okay, cool.
The American one.
Yeah.
Lionel.
Yeah, no.
Someone watched Someone watched the movie at least.
My aunts, you didn't even... Someone didn't clarify. Yeah, Lionel.
So Neal Ward. And I kept in close contact with Neal Ward, and actually Richard Oakes I spoke to heavily before I started this studio, and he was telling me like what equipment you should buy, and you should buy these lenses, and this, that, blah blah. Because obviously when man first started, man knew nothing. Yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. So I remember I checked like what the best camera was at the time, and this that was in my budget. And it was the Pocket Blackmagic 4K. So I was like, all right, cool. So I went and got the thing. And I'm like, yo, like, what I got? And he's like, nah, you need lenses. Like, you can't just.
He's like, okay, that's a good start.
I'm saying, I was like, I got these detachable Canon lenses. What you telling me? That? And he like really like helped me. Like, okay, yeah, you got to do this, you got to do that, and then blah. So yeah, he really helped me.
I your boy. Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't say my boy, but
help you set up and he was there from the beginning. What are you talking about?
I spoke to him.
This is the reason we're here.
Literally.
We spoke. We spoke. You get me? So but me and Neal, we kept in contact, and I had seen that he had done this, and I'd been looking for it, and I couldn't find it. To be honest, I couldn't find where to watch it. And what had happened with this when they'd released it, it had been picked up by a lot of people. They'd won a good amount of awards, and they had been flown out to America to go to other horror awards and stuff like that. So it's kind of in that limbo place where you can only see it if you can see it, if you get what I'm saying. So I think it might be out in America somewhere or in different countries, but in England right now, you can't actually watch this. You can't actually, you gotta wait.
It's not been out for long, has it?
I think it came out last year.
Yeah, late last year, no?
I think it was. I've seen it a long time ago. To be honest.
Okay.
But maybe like the release.
The festival circuit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So throughout that whole period, I'd seen it because obviously I followed them on Insta, so I'd seen them been talking about it, and then we're here with this, that. So it's been out for a while in terms of when I seen it, but in terms of watching it, I think it's like just come out in America or wherever it is out. So yeah, and I thought because you're a filmmaker, I thought, you know what, it would be good to do another type of indie type of smaller budget movie.
Say now.
To see how that is. So that's why I did it on
I'll
here.
say it for it. It's been a while since we've done one, actually.
Yeah, what was the last indie?
I don't know, but it's been a little while. We haven't done one. So I was actually kind of glad when you sent this. I was like, all right,
it was
enough with the Netflix and blockbusters and
exactly,
let's wheel it back a bit. You know what I mean?
I know you watched a few of the shows before you came on. Did you get to the synopsis parts
Of
when we do the synopsis of the movie?
No, I haven't watched one.
Fabulous.
That's cool.
So
Perfect.
we whenever we review a movie, we read the synopsis in a particular way. It could be anything.
Okay.
But we choose how to read the synopsis, and we give the guests the pleasure of reading the synopsis in said way. Yeah. I think I got a good one.
You got one?
I think I got a good
You got
one.
a good
Yeah,
one.
I got
Cool.
a good one.
Cool.
I want you to read the synopsis, as
Lionel.
As Lionel.
Yeah. Like Ted Lasso.
That's what I want to see from you, Paul. That's what I want to see.
Oh my god! So it was like,
and we've got a good synopsis here as well. 'cause
Yeah,
usually
normally
sometimes
it's a
nice
like
long-
one
it's a
liner.
nice long one. Yeah,
we
yeah.
got
So
a
you
good-
can't really get into your stride, but this one you can find yourself by line 3.
You alright with seeing that? Or?
you're gonna. Yeah, I can read
good?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I can read that. Okay.
Alright, so whenever you hold on, let me just pour another drink. So
Yeah, please do. You may want to.
yeah,
I can't do this accent.
The accent was kind of wild. I only changed it a couple times.
His accent was it was solid, man.
Solid, man.
It was solid.
Really good.
All right, I'll let you pour up.
Here with what?
No.
No, I'm good. I'm just admiring the glasses, you know.
Swallow that. All right, Paul. Whenever you're ready.
Following the death of his wife, a broken man spirals into an abyss of night terrors and depression and finds himself in the home of a deranged cannibal who convinces him to take his own life in the most horrific way imaginable.
I can't even laugh.
Top
I
five,
can't
bro.
do that. I can't do anything. I can't do anything.
Look, I don't.
I'm out. I'm done. I'm out.
I don't throw this out here lightly. Might be top 5.
I
my
don't
guy.
even know what to say.
Might be,
I wanted to laugh. I wanted
I
it to
was
be.
like expecting a little fuck up somewhere.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's like from the back.
I was like, all right, shit.
It is what the character is, but I want to know.
I don't know.
No, that was
solid.
No, that was
really
Shall I
good.
tell you-
Richard Adam, if you need someone for
Shall I tell you what was
I did some acting. Back
Shall I
in
tell
the
you what
day,
was solid about it? It wasn't so much the accent. It was, man was just smooth with it. Man,
Confident,
man
just
was
quickly, just
couple
like-
people come on here and it's a
Yeah,
little,
yeah,
let
like,
me
oof.
start again,
Yeah,
get to
yeah,
the
yeah.
end of the line, hold on, wait
Yeah,
one
yeah.
more time, and like you
Man was like Texas.
I was like, all right, cool.
I thought you wanted a challenge. This is it.
Mad.
Lean
All right.
forward. This, that.
Go
Appreciate
you.
it.
Top
Good
5.
eyes as well.
We need a little.
What?
Was that a jab or?
No, I'm
what
just
we
saying
doing
you
here?
had good-
Huh? We okay?
I'm
Everything
just
all
saying
right?
he had good eyes.
All right,
I'm saying
cool.
he had good eyes, man. You could see it from where he was.
Yeah,
Some people can't. That's
yeah,
what
I
I'm
know. Yeah, some
saying.
people.
That's
What are we
right.
doing there?
Nothing. I'm just saying. Gosh, come on,
right.
blimey, you can't say nothing. Right?
Nah, I mean, you gotta watch your words carefully, you know, because our people. All right, let's get into this one, man.
Right, okay, so we got the synopsis start feed me. So yeah, as I said, this one's directed by a group called Dark Fable Media, run by Adam Leader and Richard Oakes. I'll start this off. I turned this on and I really enjoyed the music at the beginning, straight away. Like, I thought the music was kind of drawn in.
Real June, I can't even remember the music as to why that was a highlight for you.
It was like rocky, like this.
Yeah, I know, but I don't like. It wasn't a highlight.
It wasn't,
It's
but
always interesting what stands out.
What stands out thing for you?
Something. That
But you
really
know what?
wasn't
I
a
think
thing.
with me, I'm quite big on like, because I listen to soundtracks all the time, like all the time. Like that's like, if I was to bring up my Spotify, it would just literally be like anime soundtracks, Hans Zimmer. This that is just soundtracks, background music. Do you know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, this is interesting. Do you know what I mean? I was like, okay, what we doing here? And I also, because I had known that there was it had gone to America and there was American accent in it. I didn't actually know this was set in England. I didn't know that at the start before I started watching.
Okay.
So when I started watching it, I was like, oh wow, it's actually
Oh,
set in
you
England.
thought it was American?
I thought it was set in America.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was set in America because I had heard his accent in something I'd seen. It was a trailer or something like that. But yeah, so that was kind of shocking as well. But it really surprised me as well, to be honest, because I know it was like a low budget or whatever the budget was. I don't actually know, but you could tell it wasn't like millions. Of billions.
It was. You could tell it was an indie film from quite early.
But I was actually quite impressed because even though you could tell, sometimes you can tell an indie film's an indie film and it's like in a bad way. You know what I mean? I don't think that really translated with this because this was really like, it felt like there was so, like, even with like the rooms that they was in.
You know what it felt like as well? It didn't feel like they had like, or used a budget per se. It was like they made an effort to shoot certain scenes and a lot of scenes so it looked like they had a lot and was doing a lot. That's how I felt with it. It was like, even when you say indie, it's like I got that feel, but it's like I didn't feel, when you say it felt good for an indie, it wasn't like because they spent more money or had more money. No, it was like it felt like there was a bit of effort made here to find locations. And,
right, so the locations I thought was like fantastic in this, and the set dressing and stuff. I thought, whoa, like,
that's what I'm saying. It made more effort to get the best out of the scene they could. That's how I felt when I was watching it in the beginning.
Yeah, so the start for me, I was really like intrigued. I thought it was like cool, and I could tell like this wasn't cheap. Do you know what I'm saying? Not cheap as in the budget, cheap as in what you say is in like tacky. That's the real word. So that's how I started off. But how did you guys start off? How was it for you? Yeah, Paul. Let us know.
I mean, I was starting off with it. As I said, I love genre films, and obviously it's a cannibal themed horrors are a very acquired taste for some people, but some people like absolutely love them. So it's a very specific subgenre of the horror genre, which is very graphic. But again, I agree with everything that Zush just said, man. They were so strategic about how they deployed their resources that the SFX of the gore and the violence was incredible. Like, it was absolutely difficult to watch, and the way they partnered it with the sound design, like it was. Am I like?
Do you know what?
Can I say the arm scene?
Yeah, you can say
can
that.
I say the arm scene? That was like...
That was... I paused that.
I have quite a high tolerance for these things.
Well, hold on, wait. Like... Before even all that, it was the finger for me. And it wasn't because that was gruesome. It was how casual it was.
Yeah. How he was cooking it. The way he was cooking it. Like
for a minute, I didn't even know. I was like, hold on. Well, you know what? I feel people are going to think that we're speeding ahead here.
Yeah, we won't say too much about it.
So, well, can we give a core what the film's about? Because it's loosely based on a true story. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. When I done my little research, it's loosely based on a true story. And apparently in 2001, there is someone that actually agreed to being someone's victim.
But that's a thing. Do you know that? It's actually, I can't remember what it's called, but I remember... because I'll be watching that weird shit. I remember I watched something about that, like, there's people who have fetishes. There was some website, it was a documentary on some website where people's fetish, like they matched people's fetishes. So if someone liked to have
like a
sex,
dating thing.
If someone liked to have sex with amputees, there would be like amputees on this website. Do you know what I'm saying? And there was people who like to be eaten, and there was people who like to eat.
I think I've seen that in a film before, but I didn't know it was a real
I can't
thing.
remember the documentary. I wish I could, but it's called a word. Like it's a word that they do. The people that sacrifice themselves. It's an actual word, and it's an actual thing that people do this. This isn't the first time I've heard of it.
Because that's mad. Because you know what? This is one of them films where we're gonna have to say some shit for people to understand. So this is literally about a guy that he doesn't witness, but he finds his girlfriend murdered, right? And then he just feels like shit. Obviously, the relationship they had, he wasn't the greatest person or whatever.
She wasn't murdered.
Huh?
She wasn't murdered.
Not murdered, dead. Sorry.
Yeah,
dead. And basically, he's just depressed and wants to kind of commit suicide, right?
No, the guy.
We watched the same movie.
No, it wasn't. No,
He did want to commit suicide.
Yeah, but the dude.
He did want to commit. He did.
But the dude told him that he'd be able to.
Oh yeah, no, I was getting there.
Sorry,
That's what I'm saying.
alright,
About
cool,
a guy that wanted to do that
sorry,
ends up meeting a guy that
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
a proposal. Because then I was gonna swing it back round to he didn't have a fetish to want to get eaten though.
Nah, he didn't. He didn't.
So that's
He
what
just
kind
thought
of
it was like, well, it's a different way.
a cool way to commit suicide.
Well, helping you out.
Wait,
helping
was
you
that
out.
was that the worst decision, my man? To me, from there, all right. So where I was with it, I think all the way up until he meets this guy and they have a certain conversation about like this contract and deal, I was kind of confused. I was kind of lost. I wasn't really with it. I wasn't that engaged by then.
Okay.
The acting wasn't great for me, but everything else was.
This was before Lionel came in.
Yeah.
Cool,
This is all. That's what I'm saying. Up until they're having the conversation
Yeah.
at the table. Until then,
Do you know what?
I was kind of.
I'm with you.
I was all over the place. You get me? I didn't really know what. I'll be honest, I didn't even know too much about the girl until later on in the film. So I don't know if that was a thing in the beginning or if you was only supposed to find out what happened later on as I did. Because it done that Columbo thing where it kind of opened up with the ending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. All of that threw me off. Like, because I thought I could tell that was the ending already, but then where it ended up, the conversations on the phone, blah, 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 blah. I was lost in the beginning. And then he meets Lionel, not Leslie. Lionel, not Leslie.
That's Neal Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meets my man, has a conversation, and then the film, I think that's what you're talking about in terms, like that's the part where now you start to get, what is this film? What are we doing here? This is like make or break.
Yeah.
That's where it kind of made it. That the character that got introduced, Lionel, played an exceptional part for me. Like from there, he just took the film, put it in his back pocket, and
ran with it.
And just walked with it. Yeah, I mean,
That was quite interesting. That it again. I'm not sure. I won't be too spoiler about how big a part of the film he became, because it's just set up in the first that Jed, the guy.
Yeah.
This is your protagonist. This is thing, and then it's kind of like there was. Then it's about their relationship, but it felt like then the focus kind of went on to Lionel.
Literally.
It's like they transferred who the protagonist or the main character. I wouldn't say protagonist.
That's why I asked him when he was talking about who the main. I was like, "Who you talking about?" Because technically, Jed was supposed to be.
Which is an interesting, structurally thing to do, to literally change who your main character is. Like quite early on.
It was quite early mid film.
Yeah.
But boy, did he play a part,
Bro.
He was like Dharma and stuff.
Do you know
He had the Dharma glasses. They made that choice there. Yeah.
Do you know why I liked his portrayal so much? Yeah, is that when you see people do well, like in films or whatever, or whenever, and specifically when they're playing quirky, weird characters, more often than not, you can relate them to a different character. You can see where they've kind of drawn their inspiration from. Do you know what I'm saying? They'd be like, okay, you've tried to channel Tom Hardy, or you've tried this. I genuinely don't know I don't really know who he looked at and said, this is who I'm going to be. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. Maybe I could ask him, but I don't know off the top of head of everything I've watched where I can see, okay, he's done that. It looked like he made that up himself.
Yeah, because he took it so many different ways. Like you could
played like
you could
5
tell he was
people.
booky from the get go.
Yeah.
From the time he drank a glass of champagne, I was like, the way you drank that was weird.
The
You're
American
weirdo.
accent was what? Like it just landed. Like what's going on? Like, why are you American? Like, why are you American? And why are you so deep south as well? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it was a suit. He brought out that character to the max. Like he took it from left to right, from right to left. But you could tell he was booky from the beginning.
Yeah,
like from the time you met him, it was like you could tell he was a bit.
Yeah,
he was a bit off. You just had no idea how off and where he was going. Like at that table scene, did you? Like when he made that proposal, he didn't actually exactly say what he was gonna do. Just kind of gave him a card and blah blah blah. Did you kind of have an idea where it was going? Because even by the title, I still didn't.
I knew
that didn't really cross my mind.
I knew what the film was about.
Okay,
I knew what
see,
the
I
film was
didn't.
about, so I knew something like that was going to happen, but I did not know how graphic.
The
it was gonna be.
extremity of it.
I didn't know.
I wasn't expecting.
I
it
did
to
not
go
know.
there.
I
Yo,
didn't-
they went Korean with this.
100.
They went Korean with this.
100%.
So we always say like Korean go that extra mile with showing you what they don't normally show you.
Have you watched any? Is Korean like something?
Not
that
that many. Not that
Okay.
many.
Have you seen a film called I Saw the Devil?
I know of it, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
You watch that.
But yeah.
Yeah,
Watch that.
it's a big film. It's a big
Yeah.
film.
I Saw
saw
the
it.
Devil. It's actually not about the devil.
Yeah, it's just a
It's
bad
got
film.
nothing to do about the devil.
But whenever
yeah.
we watch Korean cinema, it's like the scenes that they show you just would never see in British or Hollywood cinema. However, with this one, it's like they went Korean with it and they showed what needed to be showed. And it makes that much more of a difference. And even though it was quite gory, for me, it wasn't really turn your head gory. It was just like, oh, okay, you showed that.
I don't think it was the gore. I think it was the screaming that was kind of thinging me, because it felt real. Like it felt it generally felt like,
Again, for an indie film, they made
The
this
effects
quite...
were amazing.
the special effects was outrageous.
did.
Don't you dare tell me that weren't an arm.
Yeah.
Like don't
Yeah,
tell me
yeah,
that wasn't an
yeah,
arm.
yeah,
that wasn't
No
an-
way. Like
That
that was definitely an arm. Like they really did well with the special effects.
Yeah.
You're right. Really
I think,
well.
you know what?
God.
I'm just going to be honest. You know
Yeah,
we're
it's
honest.
the realest review show.
Alright, so it felt real, it looked real. I think the only person that kind of let it down was Jed. Jed weren't selling it for me. Jed was too casual in some of the parts. He weren't selling it for me. He weren't. I think Jed was the only bad thing I have to say
I
about
get
this
what
film,
you're saying,
if I'm honest.
but I feel like that's kind of how, because at the end of the day, there has to be something wrong with you to allow yourself to get eaten anyway.
Well, yeah.
Like,
Well, you know what? I'm going to say that, and I'm going to also say he done well because Jed also pissed me off a lot.
That's
Like,
what
he pissed me off a
My
lot.
question is, at the end, I don't want to spoil it, but at the end, what happened?
Yeah.
How it ended with Jed.
Yeah.
Were you rooting for him when it happened?
No.
No.
Nah, come
Because
on. You must have wanted him.
Nah, shall I tell you why? There was a part when he went in the bathroom and he had like a little cry and he looked in the mirror and I said, you better not. You made this decision, Jed. You better not. You better suck it up. And from there, he kind of lost me. He just lost me. Yeah? I can see if he still had a couple man still feeling sorry. He lost me. He lost me in the bathroom. I'm not gonna lie. That bathroom scene, he lost
That
me.
made you team Lionel.
Yeah, I was like, you know what?
Lionel.
Because I don't even know what we're doing here, Jed. I don't even know what we're doing here. Like, this was never a good idea. I don't know what we're doing here.
There was no moment where this was a good idea.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what. From the finger, like, dip. What we doing?
He did, and then he came.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's true. Man, go and replace
Yeah.
taking pictures, doing up. Yeah, Jed lost
He's
me.
doing up selfies.
Yeah, Jed lost me. So
I think I understand what you're saying, but I think that one of the problems is that Lionel's character was just so strong. I think it's difficult to.
It was.
It's hard when you've got
was.
such a strong, massive, quirky lead like that. It's very difficult for some because Jed wasn't like a flamboyant, exciting. He was more just your average guy.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to even go up against that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I thought he played that role well. I know what you're saying. I get it, but I just think he played that role well. It's like it was because bear in mind, even though this says it's a drama or horror, this was actually a comedy. Like it was actually a comedy.
There was a bit of humor. There was a bit of humor in it.
It started well when Lionel came in. It felt like
Yeah.
there was heavily emphasis on. It was like really heightened.
Yeah.
But then it got quite really serious.
Well, Lionel
I would
came
say
and
like
changed
the
the
last
film, yeah.
like half of it maybe.
Yeah.
It was like that. The comedy kind of drained away from it.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought, but yeah, so it kind of tonally shifted as well as
What did you lot think of the girl? The girl that he met.
that's the one. That's
That
the one.
that would have
thing
been for me. I would have said that was the
That was
like.
the one. I
that
mean,
was a bit-
I love the films that I would have explored that differently. Because
Yeah.
I think it was the one thing that it didn't feel. I know this is a completely heightened and
Yeah.
it isn't a realistic film, but that felt so far.
It did.
As
It
a character.
did. Like from the meeting all the way to wherever the relationship ended, it was like,
It felt unnecessary.
yeah.
I also thought something else was. I thought there was going to be a twist or something.
So
I thought there was going to be a twist with that. Actually,
Yeah,
I was quite surprised.
I thought it was like gonna be the obvious, but it wasn't really.
Yeah.
Which I would have probably preferred if it was.
Yeah.
I just feel like she was very unnecessary.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
She didn't like. I don't think she needed to be in the film, and we still.
Well, I started looking at her a bit sideways. I was like, really? Is this what we're doing?
Yeah,
Is this what you like?
yeah.
But I won't lie, and I'm not gonna spoil it. But wherever that ends up with her character, wherever her character ends up, I thought that bit was sick. I thought that
Yo,
I
man.
thought that bit was
Yeah,
sick.
it
Well,
was.
that was when I was like, when they were like, the production value
Yeah.
of it, man. Like they were like on a steady cam. One
Yeah,
day,
no.
like
That was sick.
London and like
Yeah.
the locations on it. I was like,
Oh, from there, yeah, and then yeah. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah, they
you're really changing.
I
He tapped into that character differently.
100%. And you know what's funny as well? One thing that I know, he turned up in character to America to the award.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
to the
that's
the
sick.
festival.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
turned up to the
Oh, that's
festival
sick,
in
that's sick,
character.
that's sick,
So
that's sick.
he kept it. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's trying something there, and it
Yeah,
seems to
yeah,
be
yeah.
working definitely. But this his fault. I mean, I don't think we can get past Lionel when it comes to this film. to be
Nah,
honest.
he came in and just changed the film.
It literally
came
turned
in.
this into like the Lionel. It wasn't even the Feed Me, it was Lionel.
Yeah,
that was the
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Literally. Because Jed became irrelevant. He just became like,
Well, he was, yeah.
he just became food.
Do you know how mad that is for someone just to keep you there? Just every now and again,
It just became
I
sustenance.
just take a little snack. That is wild. Like absolutely wild. Like that's what I'm saying. It was from the finger, and it was
just
like
put
my
man
man
in
just
the-
popped out, and it was like so.
He
Okay.
said at night. Just
And if he didn't piss man off, it would have went a lot slower. It was mad. It was crazy.
put man in the fridge, bro. You know, you put food in the fridge and you eat it and you put it back
But he
in the
didn't.
fridge.
He just
He
had
didn't-
man
he just had
roaming
it lying
around.
around, yeah.
It's like, live. I'll be back. Yeah, for another piece. This film is definitely not for everyone, though.
No
Not
way.
for everybody
No
at
way.
all.
No
I don't even know how to recommend this one. Like, I know a nice few people wouldn't want to watch this.
Yeah.
But it's good. It is good.
I thought
I
it was-
enjoyed it.
I
was not
really
bored.
good.
And even at the beginning bit where I felt like I was starting to become a bit flaky, like a character got introduced and took this film and had you engaged for the next hour or so.
Yeah.
It was only an hour and a half. It felt longer, but not longer like boring longer. Like it just felt like, okay, you lot done a lot in an hour and a half.
yeah.
It was a lot done. It went a lot of places, even though they didn't go a lot of places.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a lot of the film was in one
it's
place.
A skill, it's a
Yeah,
skill, it's a skill to be
yeah.
able to do that.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Make you feel like you're going to all these different places in the film,
Yeah.
but you're
But
not
it's the same
actually
place.
going anywhere. And obviously, we always mention that, like how good it is for like an actor or two to keep your attention, and it's only them on screen.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the best ones we've seen at it. To
Bro,
be fair.
he was so. Do you know what's always difficult? Yeah, because obviously, because I do the directing, the writing, I know actors and this, that, and then whenever they send me their films and you gotta watch them and this, that, and I like to be a person that is truthful. Yeah, I don't like to. I don't feel it's constructive to tell people that it was good when it wasn't. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna be like, oh, you were shit, this, that. I'd rather just word it in a way
Yeah.
like, you know what? I didn't really like it, and the reasons I didn't like it was because X, Y, and Z, this, that, blah, blah. But these are the things I did like. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that. So when I had to watch this, and I know obviously Neal's gonna watch this, and I'm thinking, I really hope this is half decent, you know, just so I can just give me something. Give me something.
Because we
that
are
I
the
can work with.
realest movie and
because
TV
I can't
review
come
show.
on here and be like, yo, this was dope. Make sure you go watch
No,
it.
in
Yeah,
full
blah, blah,
well,
blah.
it
in full
wasn't.
well, it's
It
trash.
wasn't.
Because people have don't get it twisted. People have sent us stuff and we ain't put it on it because I'm like,
Yo,
I'm not. We've been sent some stuff and I'm like, no, I'm
Because you gotta be too honest. It's like I don't want to.
right.
But we will. We will. Send it again. Yeah? All right. Realist
But
review.
yeah, after watching this, I was like, wicked. Like, I can have a good show. I can message him and I can be like, oh, that was good. You get me? That was dope. You get me? So, yeah, I proper enjoyed it as well, man.
All right, let's get into it. Well, we're pretty much giving it up. So
Yeah.
what we do at the end of a review, the basis of the show is, would you watch it or not? So we let our people know if they will watch it or not. So what is your opinion on this? Watch it or not?
Definitely watch it if you're good with
If you
gore.
can stomach it.
Yeah, if you're good with gore.
Yeah, I think
and
it needs
horror
to
is your
come with like a
thing.
warning.
Yeah, like an asterisk. Like,
Because I had no idea where this was going.
yeah.
Like, I don't even know why the name didn't even...
Ring bells.
Yeah, I
there's
was just
some,
like, all right,
heavy
cool.
themes it deals with. Obviously, it deals with suicide and it. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
cannibalism and
You know
like,
what was interesting as well? The kind of the relationship. There was like almost like a friendship that was yearned for.
Well, you gotta have some sort of something for
I
some
know.
Surely. Like, it's gotta be
But I got
gotta
that
be
from the picture on the wall as well. The mum.
I think I would have liked to see that explored more. Actually,
What?
the Jed and Lionel one. I think that looks back to what we were saying. That other character was. I would have happily not had that character.
Yeah.
Yes,
Had
yes,
more
yes,
Jed
yes,
and
yes,
Lionel
yes,
because-
yes.
Yeah, and I think that may
100%.
have solved your thing. That
What?
potentially it may have
100%,
helped
100%.
Jed's arc a
having
bit
dinner
as
more often. Just
Yeah,
sitting there, it's like-
Yeah.
Because you started to see it towards the end, and it was like, okay, I got what you did here,
Yeah.
but I didn't really see enough of this
Yeah,
here
it's hinted at.
to
It's
actually
hinted
feel
at
that.
throughout,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they
yeah.
didn't explore it enough.
Nah,
if I was to
literally.
say
Nah,
it.
you're right. That would have made a lot more sense. No, this is a watch it for me. This is a watch it. I enjoyed it. It picked up, and once it picked up, it got
Stayed
where
there.
it needed to
Yeah,
be,
yeah, yeah.
and it remained. So I really enjoyed this.
Yep.
Yeah, this was one of the best indie films I've seen in a little while.
This is a
in
watch
a little
it
while.
for me. Yeah, I'm so glad that it was, so that I don't have to say nothing bad about it. And yeah, no, I really, really enjoyed this. I proper thought this was really good, really well done. Yeah, for an indie film, not even for an indie film, actually just as a film. I thought this was good. Like, I just thought this was good, and I can see why it's getting picked up. And
It's one of
there's
them
a lot
ones where if
talks
they had
about
a little bit more budget, they probably would have done a madness. Like, this was really creative for a budget that you could see it had.
Yeah.
So if someone threw them like an extra 50, it's like, yo, they would have done a madness.
But I guess this is the type of film that you watch and then you see directors and writers and on the big scale, and then this was the movie that
Because this was all about the acting and emotion and how can you keep people engaged with just this and shocking factors, but not going too far with it. Like, no, it was good, man. It was good. I enjoyed it.
I thought it was good. Yeah, I really liked it.
So watch it all around. Yeah,
well done, everyone involved.
All right, big up.
Are we?
Nah,
We're not gonna do it.
Nah, we running out.
All right, cool, man. All right, cool.
Do some recommendations. And
All
then,
right, cool. No worries. All right, no worries. Recommendations. I'll say I Saw the Devil. Fuck it. I said it already today.
We done reviewed that though.
Did we?
Yeah, that's how I ended up watching it.
Well, watch it again. Well, if you ain't seen it, watch it. I Saw the Devil.
All right, so don't follow in his footsteps.
Oh no, do you know what I'm saying? Sorry, can I say it? And I don't care what episode it is.
What
I
we
don't care
did?
what episode
You
it
can't
is.
go back
Yes,
there.
I can.
No, you
Yes,
can't.
I can.
You
I can
can't
do
go
whatever
back
I
there,
want.
bro. You ain't done it in like 5 weeks. That's long done and
it's just-
dusted.
and it's
The
now it's
only
back.
man that ever followed you done told you what he thought of that.
I know. I don't care. Can we get the camera on me?
I saw and Dan. Yeah,
Guys, Netflix, Beyond Evil. It is one of the best series I have seen in a very, very long
he's been
time.
recommending this film for like
It's a long
20 episodes.
It's a long,
No one cares.
long journey. Yeah,
It's like 24 episodes.
16 episodes, 16-hour-long episodes, but it is so worth it. Yeah, it's so worth it. Beyond Evil, Netflix.
Don't check it out if you don't want.
Beyond Evil.
Beyond Evil.
I'll check it.
So
What
basically-
is it? What is it? Is it English language or is it?
No, it's Korean.
It's Korean.
Yeah.
All subtitles. 24 hours of subtitles.
It's actually so dope, and I don't understand why no one will watch it. I feel like people are seeing 16 hours, and I'm like, nah.
It's
Know
a
what I'm
lot
saying?
to take in. Like, he wanted us to review that one time in a week. So he wanted me to watch 16 hours of subtitles. I live.
I did it. I did it.
And a come and review.
I watched it back to back.
So basically what we do is we just give like a recommendation, something new, something old. What would you recommend to the people to make sure they check out?
Well, one show that I watched at the start of the year that I haven't seen a lot of people talking about it that I really loved on Disney Plus was Welcome to Chippendales.
Oh,
Have you-
I spoke to
Yeah.
what's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. Oh
Yeah,
my
he
god,
did.
Quentin. Shit, my bad. Sorry, guy.
Terrible.
But yeah, we interviewed the black guy that Quentin.
Yeah.
we interviewed him,
He was-
I remember
yeah,
when the
great
story
character.
came out and I heard
I was
like,
just
it
like,
sounded
this,
really
I can't
good.
believe this is a real story.
Wait,
I was just
so
like,
left.
yeah, I was like, what?
Literally.
I remember hearing the story, but I haven't actually seen it. But
Yeah,
when
I
it
was
came
like, oh,
out,
this is like an an immigrant goes over successful, and then suddenly it just like takes
goes
a
all the
turn,
way.
like,
It
goes so
and you're just
left.
like, you can't believe that really happened. And like Kumail Nanjiani is amazing, and
Mm-hmm.
the performances are great. It's really stylishly shot, like really great high end TV, and like incredible story that is just mind blowing that it actually happened. So
Yeah,
man.
it was.
yeah,
that
definitely
was,
one of my favorite things I've watched this year. So I'm gonna say that.
Quentin Player.
all right, saved by Google.
Quentin Player. That's his name.
I got two. One isn't really a recommendation because I don't think I should recommend something like that. But first, Rabbit Hole.
What's that?
Started that. It's a new one. It's the same guy from 24, Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, I see that.
yeah.
I see that.
That looks
advertised.
quite promising.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
hearing a few good stuff. I haven't really got stuck in, so I'll give a better opinion soon. But yeah, that one's that. And yeah, this one, it's not a recommendation, yeah?
Okay.
Hear me out before you air me out. I don't really want to recommend it. However, if you're into like murder documentaries and you like watching those kind of things where they show you cases and do like just a little go to the past and find out how someone became who they are, there's a new documentary on YouTube about King Von. You know, the rapper from Chicago?
Yeah.
There's a documentary on YouTube about basically, is he the first hip-hop serial killer? Now, I don't really want to promote it because it's a bit mad.
Okay.
However, if you're into those kind of murder
Yeah.
this is actually really good. It's done quite well. It's mad detailed. It's long. It's about 2-3 hours.
Oh wow.
But it's on YouTube. It's free. If that's your thing, that's a neat little watch. It's a neat little watch.
I feel like the majority of like murder, those type of things are women. Do you know? Like I see so much women. They love it.
Yeah, yeah.
On that,
yeah.
it's like you know, they get their wine and it's like seriously, seriously.
You know,
Little hummus and crackers.
Swear down, but
Drove into a murder
bro,
mystery.
when I'm on Insta, bro, and I'm scrolling, bro, it's always women that are watching these mad like murder. I'm just like, bro, so you gotta stay away from them crazy, bro.
Fiction want it under the black.
Just at the edge of the bed with crackers and a wine.
Watching true murders. Goodness.
No, it's so true. Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah,
that,
man,
that
that's
brings
it.
us
Yo.
to the end, man.
Paul, thank you so much for
Yo,
coming
massive
down.
thank
It's
you,
been an
man.
absolute pleasure, man.
Massive
I
thank
absolutely
you.
enjoyed it. So
It's
so
been fun.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime, man. You're only down the road, so yeah, man. If you're ever bored and you're like, boy, I could
Yeah,
do
man.
something, man. So
Gotta
the
get you
boys
down.
do,
Cause
man.
we got a couple of little other segments that we wanted to try, but we ran out of time.
I did
so.
mention, but we won't. I'll
Yeah.
tell you about it after. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, next time.
Yeah, next time
next
we'll
time,
do
yeah,
something. People, make sure you go check out the gallery.
100%.
You already know.
We'll put the link to everything in the description on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll do all that good stuff. We'll do all that good stuff. Make sure
And
you check
you're
it
on
out.
Instagram and stuff.
Yes,
like
yeah.
that?
So,
Okay, cool. Yeah.
It's just my name, Paul Raschid, PaulRaschid. And
Okay,
that's
cool.
my Instagram and my Twitter.
No worries. We'll put it up on the final edit as well, and make sure everyone gets down there and follows you. And stuff.
100%. Go
Yeah.
check that out
All right.
across all the platforms that it's on. Yeah. All right. What we got to announce? Anything?
Well, we've got a Cine Club in 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, by the time they see this, well, we got Cine Clubs, yeah? We're back on the scene with Cine Clubs. People, as you know, Cine Club is just a club thing that we set up, a cinema club thing that we set up. If you want to go cinema and watch any films, you can come and join us and watch it with us. So that means if you're going by yourself, you ain't really got no friends that want to go and watch that in particular movie, holler at us and come watch it with us. So we're just trying to form like a little community of people that just want to go cinema, check out some films. Sometimes we have some things happening beforehand. Sometimes we have something happening afterwards. Just make sure you follow us on all the socials and keep up to date with all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I'm coming soon. Man, Man, no more parties.
Nah,
Ain't got no more parties.
That party took you out of me anyway, man. I was out of it for like 2-3 weeks, just coming back.
It was a lot. It was a lot. All right, well, yeah, that's it, man. Again, big up yourself, Paul, man.
Yeah,
big
guys,
up.
appreciate
This was a good episode 102. People, you already know what time it is. You heard about a film, but you don't really know if it's good or not. Or a TV show, and it's like you don't know if you want to watch 10 hours of a show. What you need to do, is jump on YouTube or one of these streaming platforms that we're on, listen to the show, check out Watch It or Not
TV
for the best movie and TV review podcast show across the world. Yeah, across the world. That's what world without a D. Yeah, world. All right.
like WHIRL.
Yeah,
World.
world.